What's up guys, Andy back again with another tactic and formation video. I've not been on for a couple of days as I've been quite ill. I've got a few health issues going on at the minute, so I'm just trying to get them sorted. But while we're sort of up and about, looking absolutely horrendous, we thought we'd come back with an England formation and video. Today's formation is going to be a 3-4-3, even though you are going to start off in a slightly different formation because you've got the wing backs. However, in game, I mean, we still don't know what Southgate's going to do yet for the Euros, but he generally plays or has been playing the 3-4-3. So before we get into that, guys, if you can just take a minute to like the video, comment with anything that you want to see in the future, anything that you're unsure of on this video. Or just say hi down below, and then lastly, if you can subscribe, because again, I'm trying to make the channel grow. I'm getting a steady sort of stream of subscribers. I want to keep the content coming for you guys, but I think it's about 1% from my viewer to subscriber ratio. So again, if you can just hit that subscribe button. But anyway, let's get into the meat of the video. So this is sort of what you'll be looking at in game. 5-2-2-1 is about as close as you can get. Now, you can sort of leave it at this formation if you want. However, Southgate does play with a 3-4-3. Again, I would presume this, aside from Sancho, maybe up on the right there. I mean, he's going to want to try and get Rashford in somewhere, no doubt. But I'd say this is about as close to an England team as you're going to see for the moment. But in game, we switch over to the 3-4-3, which does have some issues. Now, obviously, this is not based on an absolute meta tactic. This is for playing like Gareth Southgate's England. Now, unfortunately, we aren't the most exciting squad, and we do tend to hover back and not create that many chances. So this is if you want to emulate that in game for whatever reason. So defensive, we are going to be on drop back. Now, you can put this on balanced if you wish. However, we do have a tendency to sort of cover at the back. Like I say, we're not the most exciting in this formation, the 3-4-3. It does leave some gaps and some counter-attack possibilities. So the drop back just helps with that. It also keeps your back line and your midfield sort of as a unit to cover each other and not get brought back too far out of position. So width, we go in middle of the board because with what we've got on the midfielders, it takes it to quite a wide formation anyway, so you don't want to leave any more gaps than there is already. And then depth, as I say, we're not an ultra attacking squad at the moment. I'm hoping that changes when it does go into the Euros, but we tend to have a lot of players that even at the squads that have got that sort of attack, we haven't got them absolute key passers in midfield that we've had in the past. So we tend to hold on to the ball, hence going into a position tactic, and then offensive style, move it up to a 7. Players in the box, we go for the 4, and then corners and free kicks. Subjective, but 2 for 2 on that. And again, it just stops everybody sort of bombing up the field, running out of position, and helps with the counter attack. Now, player instructions, we've had a mishmash of a squad here, unfortunately. So let's see. So keeper and back line are all just on basic. Now, you can, if you wish, change the keeper to sweep keeper and comes for crosses if you feel that back line is being exploited a little bit, but balanced, and then everybody else is on balanced and stay back while attacking in the back 3. Now, as I say, we're in a 3-4-3 formation, so your wing backs become more and more like midfielders. Now, even though like Trent for Liverpool is quite, he joins the attack, he gets involved for England, we don't quite play that. So even though they're sort of further up the field, we're still not quite as attack-minded as perhaps should be, and we don't seem to capitalise it. So you'll have both on basic defensive sport. Stay wide is the one key one here, so it just brings out that bit of depth and then crossing opportunities from your 2 wing backs or midfielders that they'll now be. They're on balanced support and balanced crossing runs and conservative interceptions, so they're the only 2 things. So again, even though they're playing as midfielders, For England, they don't get that involved in the attack. They don't get dragged out of position too much, and they sort of fill out that midfield. And then with the conservative interceptions, it allows them to just drop back a little bit deeper to cover that back three that you will have, and they're not going to be running inside. And it leaves you with some big crossing opportunities, and that should be the same on both sides. So basic defensive support, stay wide, balanced support, balanced crossing, and conservative interceptions. For the midfielders, again, Jordan Henderson, he's used to being in that sort of three-man midfield, at Liverpool. He doesn't quite have it here. Our midfield, again, we haven't got the sort of Gerrards of old where they can ping passes, to and from around the field. They're very conservative, and again, they're there just for that cover and to hold the middle line to stop the breakthroughs. So we've got stay back while attacking, balanced crossing runs, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover centre. If you wish, you can put stay on the edge of the box for cross on your more attack side minded midfielder, or your faster one to get you out of trouble, and then that just allows that little bit of support on the edge of the box to create some opportunity. But with the three attackers up front, you don't generally need it, so you just want to be covering this back three as much as you can. So that's the same on both sides. So stay back while attacking, balanced crossing runs, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover centre. Now up top, I presume it's going to be Sterling this side, maybe Rashford on this side. There's a good shout for a few of the attackers though. But same on both sides. So you've got basics defensive support. They don't tend to track back too much, and they sort of rely on these front three to win the game. But what they do, and you notice with Sterling a lot more, is they sort of turn the lone striker, Harry Kane usually, and give him some support. So we have it on cut inside, get him behind, get in the box for crosses, normal interceptions, and basic defensive support. And that again is the same. John Barnes has come out of retirement because he knows we're struggling. Basic defence, cut inside, getting behind, getting the box across, and normal interceptions. So that just allows you as a more attacking threat, because it's quite placid in midfield and beyond, like down to your defence. It's quite a slow build up, your position base, you're not breaking ranks too much. It's these three where all the energy comes in from, and especially your wide players, because again, this is purely for the England fan, and so again, as much to like England as possible. Harry Kane is your target man. He's not going to dance around 40 defenders. He's going to get in the box, somebody's going to fall over, and then he's going to score a penalty. Which takes us to Harry Kane, who's been swapped out for Bamford, who's going to be stay central, target man, normal interceptions, and stay forward. Again, it just fits the role of that target man. He's going to back into defensive line. He's not going to sort of run behind and get caught offside. If you are playing with one of the England strikers, like I say, you're going for sort of realism, if you like, or authenticity, then they're not the most nimble players. So your two outside, basically your back line and your midfield are going to hold up play. They're going to wait for that gap, get it out to one of the wingers. They're going to come in. If you need to go wide, then you come back to one of your fullbacks. They can whip it back in, or they can bring it back to your midfielders again, which are sort of holding the line for you. And then you'll have your two wingers. They'll be a lot more central, and then it'll give you that sort of pyramid formation with Harry Kane or whoever you're using up top to sort of utilise that space and hopefully bang you a couple of goals. So there's not much to say on this one, unfortunately. It's pretty straightforward. It should be a very attacking formation, but with England, as I say, we don't quite fit that. We're sort of very reserved and just rely on them front three. There's not really a plan B with this formation. But as always, guys, I want to do a couple of Euro videos as we're approaching it now. We're getting towards the back end of FIFA. I presume there's going to be some form of Euro content, even though Pro Evo's got the licensing, I believe. So I think we can still do all the kits and everything, and we can still do a tournament mode. I just don't think we can officially call it Euro 21 as it'll be. But as always, sorry I'm a bit groggy. Like I say, I'm a few medications, and I've got a few more tests to be had next week and whatnot with a few different things. But I'll try and keep the content coming. But again, I've got more incentive to do it if you guys keep coming back. So I'm getting a lot of repeat views. Unfortunately, you're not subscribing. So, you know, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. But if we can just head for that first 100, that'll be absolutely fantastic. But until then, guys, as I say, if you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. If you can stay safe, enjoy your gaming, and let me know down below what you want to see in the next one. But until that, guys, just peace and love, and we'll see you in the next one.